wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Aaron's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Aaron because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. I hope he dies. I hope he dies of syphilis. You piece of shit.
Sent to me by one of our agents in the field. This is from the website, University of Toronto Faculty of Arts and Science. I'm sorry, academia. I'm already pressing D for doubt. New study. Studies show, research suggests. New study finds single women are happier than single men. Did you know? Did you know? Written by Jocelyn Johnstone. If I look you up, dear, are you another, media and academia? What could go wrong? Jocelyn Johnstone. 20-something pain. University of Toronto also works at the University of Toronto. I'll tell you right now, even though it's physiognomy, yeah. The way this girl looks, yeah, she, her, okay, all right. Your leftist biased pieces of trash. Her with her smug little liberal arts look, and then the PhD candidate who did this research, she looks like a smug little bitch. I'm sorry, you do. I don't hate you. You're like, are you girls girl bossing? Like, imagine Jen girl bossing a mini. Bit itty bitty things and the stuff. Right here, just the same thing. Which has nothing to do with the academic study we're about to read. I'm just saying I'm looking at it already. Already, I see the markings of propaganda. Already, I see lies. Already, I don't believe you. Already, I'm not leaving my children with you. Already, you have an ulterior motive. Already, this isn't worth the paper it's written on. Forget the stereotype of the sad, lonely cat lady. A new University of Toronto psychology. Psychology, you mean the field that has an only 1/3 repeatability rate? The veracity crisis currently facing that and other social sciences, where all Western nations are getting worse in mental health. Therefore, just like economics, it calls into question the veracity of the entire study as well as its efficacy. Like if I see a weight loss program and the people are getting fatter, I'm going to just assume the weight loss program is wrong. And that's the exact same thing you psychologists get to face right now. But still, let's continue on. Forget the stereotype of the sad, lonely cat lady. A new University of Toronto psychological study finds that on average, single women are happier than single men. According to the researchers, the results suggest that men may have more to gain than women in heteronormative romantic partnerships. Ours is the first comprehensive study, I'm going to press D for doubt, of how gender differences are tied to well-being and singlehood, says lead author Elaine Juan, a PhD candidate at the Department of Psychology in the Faculties in Arts Science. And if you look at her, I'm sorry, I'm not listening to you about mental health. I'm not listening to a privileged pretty girl who's never suffered nor endured nor supported herself, never been an adult. You're going to forgive me if I don't listen to you on anything. From here, we can begin to understand why exactly single women are doing better than single men and how everyone can balance these elements to build their best lives. For the study, Juan and the Department of Psychology professor Jeff McDonald examined 4 well-being outcomes of nearly 6,000 adults, how satisfied people are with their current relationship status. Does this have the same veracity as diverting hate? I tried to find the research study to find out, like, okay, what was your methodologies? What did you define? These happiness stuff. Remember, not too long ago, I did a deep dive into the people that did a happiness study on the happiest cities, and you find out it's on things that do not make anything makes leftists happy if they're capable of it. public transportation, diversity, all this other shit. It's like that. No, chicks with big boobs, blowjobs per capita, drinks consumed, disposable income as a percentage of total. That's just me. How satisfied people are with their current relationship status, how satisfied they are with their life, how sexually fulfilled they are, and how much they want to be in a relationship. Due to sample size limitations with non-binary individuals, the study focused on individuals who identified as men or women. That must have pained you guys. Overall, the researchers found that women fared better flying solo than men. They are happier with their single status, the quality of their lives, the quality of their sex lives, as they desire a partner less. I'm going to go, you know what? I could say, yeah, I think I see that in the real world. I don't trust you at all. I think you just accidentally got it right. You had a result. You wanted this result to be the result. And my God, but it just happens to be correct. It corroborates with what we see in the real world. Juan says the results of building on existing research that shows men fear singlehood more than women do, and that they struggle to navigate the expectations of traditional masculinity. Well, that's because it's real. It's not an option. There's a notion that to really be a man, you must be the type that gets girls. It's a sign of status, but in the early stages of dating, men typically have more difficult time obtaining a partner and therefore accessing sex. No shit, you think that's why he's single? And here's an important, I wish they did just in this synopsis of the study, I wish they delineated between young men and older, and young women, young men, age. I wish they delineated between what are older single people like versus young. Because yeah, no shit. No kidding, lady. Young women are more sexually satisfied. They're happier with their sex lives. Right. I'm sure they are. It's a sign of status, but in the early stages of dating, men typically have more difficult time obtaining a partner, therefore assessing sex. This connects to the finding that single women are more sexually fulfilled than single men. Yeah. One, that's on tap for them too. The requirement is that much. It's like a Sonic burger. I'm like, yeah, it's not good for me. I enjoy a good bacon cheeseburger, Sonic burger with jalapenos. Yeah, it's like a once every 2 to 3 month affair. It's about the same sex drive as women, right? It's pretty easy. But when it's like, no, I need 18 burgers a day, it's a little bit harder. And then Sonic don't want to sell it to you. This connects to the finding that single women are more sexually fulfilled than single men, perhaps also because they may have more sexual freedom and can focus on their own pleasure instead of prioritizing a male partner. No, it's just easier for you to get. Additionally, the authors looked at age and ethnicity in the context of gender. They found that older single men are happier than younger single men, which aligns with existing research showing that people tend to be happier with their long-term singlehood after the age of 40. The research I have seen, and I'm sticking with it because it's been very consistent and just, I don't know what you guys do in academia, but I always look out into the real world and say, does this jive with what that paper says? Oh, it does. I'm a little more inclined to believe it. And I do. You see older gals, they're not as interested. They aren't. And if you look at marriage, second, third, fourth marriages, yeah, gals they're very, especially post-menopause, they are, man, sex could be like, do you want this plank of wood? Not particularly. I don't hate the plank of wood, but I don't want it in my house. He also noted that Black single women have a higher desire for a partner than a single white woman. Why are they so loud? Oh my God, Jesus. And then I think, how much do single Black women have a higher desire for a partner? Single, and then you think about what a single white woman, do they really want? You're like, yeah, I guess. They want that plank wood slightly more. And they're going to yell at it really loud. Juan says the study serves as a jumping off point for contextualizing incels, extremists who resent women for their singlehood. That's not what it is. This is like this is like a ship that's got a shit ton of holes in it. Like, dude, come on, really? While incels are often studied as an isolated, misogynistic subculture with unique issues, overall unhappiness in single men may lead some men to splinter off and join this group. While the paper doesn't provide direct evidence for why singlehood is a better experience for women relative to romantic relationships, it points to potential reasons of further investigation and funding, I bet. For example, we know from existing research that in heteronormative relationship structures, God, just say, what a life, man. What a life. You got to use that language. Women typically take on more than their fair share of domestic and emotional labor. There we go. I doubt you now. I doubt the veracity. See, there's like some things I'm like, yeah, I see that in the real world. And then I see your complete bias. There's no such thing as emotional labor. And women do not do chores more than men. Just doesn't happen. That's a lie. That's fraudulent. That's that's not true. As well as their sexual pleasure tends to be deprioritized and potentially reduced as a result of unfair divisions of labor. Man, you girls are good. That's the hill you girls are gonna die on. This chore debate, huh? You're gonna die on it. That's it. That's where everyone's grave is going to be, is on the hill of chores. This stupid debate that's been resolved ages ago. It does. It's not a surprise. Psychological studies, among all other social science studies, have an inability to be repeated. That there's no veracity to these studies at all. That the entire field is just a crapshoot. I mean, 2/3 of the time, if you guess opposite, you're like, what is it, Kramer? It's opposite. She further notes, women may be satisfied with their single lives overall because they usually have bigger social networks to rely on for support. They also have financial independence, meaning income has a traditional advantage of partnership is not as important as it used to be. I'll go with that. And by financial independence, not only do we include work, we also include the welfare state, right? Oh, Canada, where nobody works at all. Juan and McDonald are next examining the link between marriage and well-being around the world as the research continues to shed light on the extent to which romantic relationships contribute to life fulfillment, whether you're in one or not. For single women, more than anyone, societal pressures to partner might make it difficult for those who don't want to necessarily jump into a relationship but feel like they should, says Juan. Our study validates that experience. If you want to stay single, you may be happier for it. So now we got another study. Did you know women don't hear? Then we got her bias. Then we got the lady who wrote it and published the article. It's coming out of academia. The pronouns and then the chore debate makes it me totally sussing. It does. It makes me question the veracity of this study, the psychology profession in general, and its lack of performance in tangibly improving people's mental health in public. Makes me question the veracity, the hate and misandry against men, especially by the American Psychological Association, who were the ones that came up with the idea of toxic masculinity. Unless I'm wrong, I could be corrected. Please correct me down below. Makes me wonder about the true motivations of the psychology profession and the study overall, or the field overall. And then many of you probably have already yelled out, well, wait a minute. If, you see these happiness studies and they're always, women are happier on their own. Women don't need no man. Look at us. We don't need blah, blah, blah. And then a lot of guys say, yeah, but wait, what about, a tangible action like they consume? It's true. Women consume way more antidepressant. Antidepressant use is more regular and more frequent and more numerous. What was and especially the white women, man, you girls you got everything in the world and you're the most depressed. What, was it 60? What? There's a difference between women regularly prescripted. I think a quarter of women above a certain age are on regular antidepressant use. And the percent of people who have used antidepressants ever, I think it's like 60%, 1% of American, I know you're Canadian, but you're the 51st state. What percent of American women are on antidepressants? 18 and older, 17%. Yeah, so it's 67 and 79, 24%, a quarter are on it. But then ever used is significantly higher, as one would expect. So you may be saying, well, if women are so fucking happy, why are they on antidepressants? Women are so happy, why do they? Multiple reports. My girlfriend came home, roommate. She went to the nightclub and then cried herself to sleep. Why did I? I got an idea. How about this isn't our problem? How about, sounds good, ladies. You're happy you're single on your own. I hope you're happy with that choice. How about, as I've said a million times before, it doesn't matter what lurks deep down inside the heart of women. It's only what you put forward into the real world, your actions and behaviors. And it looks to me to be that women are going to insist to choose the position that they are happier. Single, without men, don't need no, whatever. And look at the burden. See, it's a very tiring burden. A lot of this, you shouldn't have to second guess what a person is telling you, right? We have language. And the classic case, this is just a lengthier, more consequential version of this, where women say, we don't need no man, we're happier without you. And, okay, fine. But when you ask, well, what do you girls want? And then they lie. Now, they may not know that they're lying, or they certainly provide you the wrong. If just be yourself, And I think one of the hardest things, especially pre-internet, was us analog old fogies, us old fogey analogites had to figure this out without data and statistics and no comparison on the internet. We had to realize what they were telling us wasn't true. And think about what a tremendous burden is. I got to Bacon Maldito, the goddamn Bacon. Go subscribe to his channel. Bacon was this shredded jack dude, right? Hell of an eccentric character. As you tune into his podcast, he's got a crazy old time. It's a good time. Bacon's half Hispanic or Mexican or whatever, quarter black, quarter white. He's a character. He drinks his booze. He loves the MILFs. And then he has this ragtag group of loud Mississippians and Tennesseans and girls. He's just a crazy character. But when I met him, shredded, dude was jacked. Good shape. And then he came on the Elkins Accounting Hour when Chad had, the end of tax season podcast episode that he always does. And the dude's fat. And immediately I say, why the hell do you look like Fat Albert? We all started making fun of him. Hey. Rudy. You guys don't. You should watch Fat Albert, the old cartoon from the 70s. It was actually pretty good. It was wholesome. Anyway, why do we do that? Because we care about Bacon. We don't want him getting fat. We don't want him dying. It's truth. And I think men, along with all the other people, like here, yeah, you want to know air. Now that I think about it, you want to know how you girls can close the wage gap? Stop talking double talk. Say what you mean what you say. Be empirical. I think that's another, boy, how would you factor that in? And now I think about it. Because the wage gap is majorly explained by you women work about 10% less than what men do. And men obviously major or pursue fields that pay more. We do math and all that. You girls major in looking in the mirror studies. Essentially, that's essentially what you do. But I'm wondering, the fact men are more blunt and empirical, we have less, let's just say. Because in banking, it was nearly all men, and those guys were fraggy vaggies. We had to worry about people's feelings and egos. I wonder, though, now that I think about it, men did have fragile egos, though, in banking. That's a different, but generally speaking, we speak directly more than women do. And when when you talk to women, especially when it comes to intersexual dynamics and dating and courtship and marriage and love and sex and all that, you can't get a straight answer out of you girls. You've never told the truth. Matter of fact, when you show up on a date, guys are like, wait, what? Wait, what? And this is the same thing. This is the same thing, but I guess on a more serious level or like a theater level. We got an academic study. Did you know? Research. We don't need that. We got these studies. You know what? You know what? I got a better idea. Okay. Whether or not deep down inside you're happy, whether or not you're better off on your own single or not, I think older women, maybe there's some veracity to that. You could convince me of that. Whether it's because men don't do chores and women are so oppressed as her husband is out there putting in a retaining wall, she had to wash a dish. Oh, and that according to the synopsis, that dries you up, and that's why women don't have sex. And this emotional, amorphous, non-definable, can't nail it down. What's wrong now, honey? You don't know. I'm not telling. You know what? If you want to say you're happier without men, cool. Cool, man. Fine. You're happier single. Nice to know, because that's about the only thing. It's not about the only thing. That's the only thing we could take from it. Whatever comes out of your mouth, that's the only thing. That's your action in the real world. Did you show up for the date? Did you give the guy a real number? Did you dress sexy? Did you hit the gym? There's your actions. There's your answers. And you know what? It's fucking tiring playing the second guessing game. And you goes, look, we don't need you. We don't need it. We're happier without it. Good. Good. You know what? Because at least that's somewhat congruent with what your actions are in the real world. And we don't have the time and the effort and the energy. Like, fine, you know. And then deep down inside, if you were lying to yourself this entire time that you want to be this strong, independent girl boss, you want to be the girls in the Sex and the City or whatever, you want to be the next chick, former Facebook gal, but deep down inside, you want a guy and you cried yourself to sleep. That's a you problem. Your happiness is not a responsibility. And frankly, not only men, but the other women in the world who might be serious about finding guys, or maybe they do want to, they don't have time for this shit. We don't have time for flawed, fraudulent academic studies that happen to be right or not. We don't have time for propaganda. We don't have time for you girls to play what it seems to be like we're going to form a cartel and we're going to bluff to get better treatment out of men instead of just being nice, sweet, and kind and loving. And yeah, maybe, you know what? It does. I don't know. And I'm sure based on different women, there's different opinions. Of course, not everyone's the same. Some want to be traditional, some want to be a girl. You know what? Cool. Is that what it is? Neat. We're moving on. We got shit going on. Because whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. That's the action you're putting forward. This is your statement. Here's the statistics. And if women want to provide veracity to that statement by rallying around it and say, we don't need it. And at the detriment, if deep down inside they want to have kids be a stay-at-home mom, that's cool. Go ahead. Because we don't have time to play therapist. We don't have time to play Sherlock Holmes and doublespeak and translator. Figure out, what do you really mean? They've been trying to do that for years. Man, we got bigger things to do, man. We got food, clothing, shelter. You keep voting. Do you know what happens when you vote to take care of a third of the adults who don't want to work for a living because it's popular? I know politics, I don't really like bringing politics into this analysis, but it's somewhat important, because when the rest of us have to work to pay the taxes for a third of the adults who are parasitic and don't want to work because makes you feel good the way you voted, men are pretty busy just paying for food, clothing, and shelter. I wonder why inflation is so high. I don't know. Maybe it's the third of the adults that not only don't work and produce anything, but we got to work up the extra taxes to pay for. But it makes you feel good. And it gets you all warm and fuzzy inside. Fine, cool, whatever. The end, men got there. Even in a first world nation, men are pretty busy just getting out of the basic standards of living of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And by the time they finally get their degree, that, some corporals will finally pay them a living wage to live. That also helps maybe pay off their student loan debt, save up for retirement, save up for a house, all that other stuff. The guys are in their late 20s, early 30s at best. Do you think they have time for you to say, we don't need you, we're happier without you? Dude, that's fine. That's great, man. In a certain sense, it's like coming back from a war where you're exhausted and tired and shot at and you almost face death. It's not as bad, but it's similar too. You finally get back to the home front. And there's this nagging woman. I don't need you. I don't want you. Like, dude, that's fine, man. I was in the jungles of Vietnam. Cool. You don't like me. I know that's great. You're happier without. That's cool, man. That's great. I'm going home. I'm going to go home and do anything else but listen to you. I agree. You're right. You are 100% right. You and I agree, sister. Cool. I'm going to go play my video games. Or I'm just going to live a nice, quiet, peaceful life. I don't ever want to hear you say again that you don't need me. I know that. I don't need, we're not married. You don't have to keep nagging me about how much women are happier without men or how much happier single women are than men. I got to tell you something. We don't care. We don't. That's the stuff. Okay, cool. You like blue. Cool, you like blue. Blue is your favorite color. Nice to know. I'm going home. Stop fucking telling me you like blue. That's great. I am now moving on with my life. Please stop bothering me with it. And just so you, and women's, if this is all true and you don't, cool, man. You know who's responsible for you now? You, 100%. You, your happiness, your finances, your whatever your life, your entire life is you now, man. That's great. That's great. I wish you the best. Sincerely. Like, okay, cool. At least. But we're going home. But there's none of this. Well, if you did it, I think that's because the complaining will never end. They need their grant money. These are fraudulent. I mean, not they're real academics, but I say the entire field is fraudulent. The money, they're gonna have to keep coming up with studies and all that. But I think for men and women who do like men and you want them in your life, it is time to ignore the media, academic hacks, the social sciences, whatever articles that come out of Boldy Condé Nast publication, if those are even a thing. TikTok, we know you. We know you. My favorite color is blue. My favorite color is blue. They're never going to go away because that's their fucking point and purpose of existence in life, is to tell you how much they don't need you. Okay. But just ignore them. Shut them out. Like for a while there, I'm like, I can't believe these TikTok girls. Oh my God, is this really what? And then I realized, no, that's just their act. They might believe it. There might be some veracity to it, but they're doing it more for attention and to get clicks and to make a money as a influencer, an online content creator person. Okay. Academics, same thing. We got to keep pounding this dead horse so we get more grant money. And the powers that be need to maintain a victim narrative so men are doing their chores. And now we're going to do a victory lap as to how little we need you. Good. But they're not going to shut up. And so you could ignore it. And you know what? It's going to boil down to individual people making individual choices in the real world, not this internet, academia, government, finance, grant money, nonprofit, women's rights centered type. But it's not good. That fine, man. Boldy, Condé Nast, Vogue, Teen Vogue, what? Fine. You know what? Have fun cutting your genitalia off. Fly whatever flags you want. Be strong, independent. Go get the bag. Whatever that value system is, go pursue that life and fucking have fun with it. Outsource whatever kids you have to daycare. Go do it. That's your life, man. I would like to ask for you to shut up, but you're not going to shut up. You're going to constantly remind us how much you don't need us. Okay, cool. But for the rest of you, it's up. Just ignore them, man. Our lives are our life. We got shit going on. Go find a girl that may actually want to raise a family. Go hang out and play your video games. Go do whatever. Go be a stoic. Go be a monk. Go hiking. Go this. Go that. Go passport, bro, if you want. Go raise a family if a gal's a little bit more inclined. But the least you guys can do, and gals who don't want to be part of this world, like, I don't hate men. It's not my fucking thing. just ignore these people. We don't have time for it. I mean, if for any other reason, the veracity of there's no, it never works. It just doesn't. It's it's all a waste of time, is what it is. All the social sciences, including my profession, economics, the we're talking like 99% of the stuff has just been a waste of time, money, and lives. Their careers and professions studying things that don't exist and aren't real, or I mean, maybe they are real and they do exist, but you study it through a political lens to have a biased outcome and not like give a shit about the actual thing. Okay, good. The solution is more of other people's money, right? Okay, good. Well, this empty calorie intellectual, faux intellectual life. What? It's men's fault again? Oh my God. What are the chances? Those bastards not doing the laundry enough. Okay, man. I'm going to get myself some hewers over in Vegas. Go play with them tig old biddies. And I'm going to go drink and play some poker. And I'm going to have a nice steak meal. Okay, that's what I'm going to do with my life. You go, you have fun doing more. Ooh, we pulled 6,000 people. I spent time with my kids. Well, I went fishing with my son. I took my daughter to the father-daughter day. Whatever, you know. So people go and just ignore what ultimately are these miserable people. That's it. It's like video games journalists, like none of them ever had the intellectual, honest intention of reviewing video games. It was all leftists trying to promote fat, ugly chicks in video games and getting rid of white males. That's really, I'm simplifying it a lot, but that's pretty much what it was. We don't have to watch Disney movies. We don't have to play AAA video games coming out from studios that are just, I don't know, DEI, ESG, weird bastardized versions of former video. Whatever, go do you. I don't have to go to a, like, you know what it really, I think the axiom of the rule, I think at the end of the day, they're all going to become modern art galleries. No one except them are going to smell their own farts. Who goes to like the Walker Art Center? You don't know about it because it's not popular. No one gives a shit about it. It's like where pretentious, talentless, fake artists go to imagine they're artists in the Twin City, Walker Art Center. And you go in there and it's dumb, low IQ shit. It's like, here's a square with a circle painted on it. No joke. White square, blue circle. That was it. Oh, I see. No. This is the modern art museum. It's not good. It's not relevant. It's pointless. Usually it's charity or a money laundering operation. And it's ego fulfillment with titles and names like, ooh, PhD. Oh my God. Oh, professor, doctor. Ooh, Dr. Jill Biden with a master or doctorate in babysitting. I wish you the best, Juan. I hope you find more studies at McDonald. I hope you professors at Toronto, I hope you find new and wonderful statistics. I'm sure the solution will be women don't need men again, but we need more of your money. Am I going to be safe in assuming that? I can't wait to see what new polling data and which chores are the most oppressive. I can't wait this and how women don't need you, but you men better step. That's a great world you live in. Continue staying in the 7th grade. Continue reading Teen Vogue. I'm fucking out of here. Good. Women don't need men no more. Got it. Women are happier without men. We got it. And men are miserable without. Yeah. Oh, they sure are. Yep. 100%. And insults. Yep. That's it. Yep. And chores. Yes. Hey, look over there. I think Karl Marx is alive. And then you make your break and you go hiking. Link below where if I could contribute to this academic discussion are some numbers, which generally, despite the intellectual honesty, I doubt these people have. The numbers I've added to this, the book Numbers Analyze the ROI in the Pursuit of Women. You will find generally women are not as interested in men as men are interested in women. Shocker. We know that much. This just complicates and obfuscates it. And Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Yeah. Anyway, so if you boys want actual numbers, not just, well, you didn't clean the bathrooms enough and that's why women aren't sleeping with you, go get the book of numbers analyzing the ROI in the pursuit of women. That is linked below because your interest in women is obviously opposite sex would be sexual, romantic, and all that other. So before you start dating or putting real effort into it, especially if you're looking to get married, go get that book so you know the statistical hurdle you're coming about. And then knowing, oh, okay, I got to tweak these variables or adjust to make life choices to increase my chances of actually finding a nice, kind, sweet wife who loves the children. So there's that. There's also the menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex. Again, corroborating the conclusion or the results of Juan's research. There is the rise of the she economy where they forecast 45% of marrying age women won't be married, which means 45% of marrying age men also won't be married in the United States. That's why there's the rise of the she economy. Companies and businesses are already building, like, oh, women are going to be single. So are men. And so they're going to tailor their advertising and marketing towards single women. Smaller, but there's two houses now. Normally you live in one house. We're getting rid of that. So there's going to be very, apartment living, condos, small houses, women's style furniture, same thing, but bachelor huts. And because half the population ain't going to be married, you're going to have to figure out what to do without the opposite sex. Because I don't know if you knew this. Did you know that women are happier single than men are single? Did you know that? Did you know? Did you know? Yeah, good. Yeah. Okay. So that whether true or fake, whether women are happy or not, that doesn't matter. What does matter is half of you are going to be single. I'm pretty sure about that statistic's going to bear out, or certainly not married. And so, and not only not married, but I don't think there's going to be a significant other in your life because women just aren't that interested. I don't know how much more information you need than that. But Cappy, they're on antidepressants deep down inside. They may want, no, that's not for you to decide. That's not for, well, then they can make a choice to show up on a date and mean what they say and say what they mean. But until that time, it's not going to happen. So I wrote the menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex, because after you are going to be without somebody in your life and you need to find purpose and meaning. And girls, I don't need a man. I tell you, I don't need a man. Let me tell you how much I don't need a man. I'm going to find, yes. And I will admit women are ahead in this field, finding purpose and meaning in life outside of men, because I don't know if you guys heard this. Women don't need no man. I like the color blue. Yes, we heard. And there's a menu. There's a appetizer menu that men and women can both enjoy. But then I broke down the menus between men and women's menus because men and women are different. I know that just put a bunch of sand in your hoo-ha and you're all very pissed off. Suck it the fuck up. So there's things that'll make women happy in life. There's things that'll make men happy in life. And that's the menu. And then there's, I believe, a dessert menu that, again, both men and women can enjoy. The menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex, gives you point and purpose in living without the opposite sex. That's available on Amazon as well. And also link below. I only show this book because I have a copy of it here sitting on this pillow. Zero World Problems. The menu is, I wouldn't say hedonistic, but it gives you a lot of fun things to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with fun things to do. Absolutely not. Purpose, meaning, point in life. However, if you are more of the structured type, here's a to-do list, a life to-do list of more serious things that will, as the title says, increase your standards of living. New standards of living for the post-materialist economy. And what this book does is it focuses on zero world problems, not first world problems, where there are things you can do in your life that generally don't cost money that will increase your standards of living, right? Everything in this book, even the weakest recommendation in this book, will increase your standards of living more than buying a Ferrari, because buying a Ferrari doesn't increase your standards of living. So zero world problems. And I consolidate the whole book is consolidated here in the back. So if you want to rip those pages out, you can, then put it up on your fridge. That'll give you at least 4 years of near full-time work to wrench on things in your life and get things fixed it. And then if you do everything on that list, man, your life is going to be ship shape, and it's going to be it's going to be as easy sailing as your life is going to be. There'll always be hiccups and bumps. But there you go. That's that'll give you something to do. So when girls are shooting you down. By the way, I don't know if you guys knew this. Did you know women are happier single and that they don't need you? So while you're not being needed and you're like, boy, I'd like to go out with a girl, but oh well, and you get sick and tired of work, right? You might even get sick and tired of your play. There's some things in here you can do with your free time you know what we should do? What you should do is all the guys could get the book. Ladies, it's for you too, but you're just so happy without men. You couldn't possibly imagine a better life. So why would you improve it? What you guys should do is go get that book, right? And then every time you stood up or the girl cancels at the last moment or whatever, you tackle something that weekend on that list. Now, some of them are not going to be solved within a weekend. Some of them are long-term. I will admit one chapter in here presumes you have a house. So there's a lot of stuff associated with, maintaining and fixing up a home and all that. So not everything for your moment and point in time in life is there, but there is something. There's a lot of items you could tackle no matter where you are in life, home ownership or not. And by the way, did you know women don't need you? They are happy without you. Did you know? Did you know her favorite color is blue? So that is also linked below as well. Let's go to the super chats and have ourselves a treat. Dude. So let me try this again. Some was wonky with the internet or StreamYard. I logged in and StreamYard was not acting right. And sure enough, we do not have the comments consolidated for the super chats. I see some super chats. Let me scroll through. I apologize if I miss any. Let's go. YouTube viewer, $5. What makes me doubt the veracity of the study is the words University of Toronto. Any university or college. Look, guys, how long have colleges and universities had social science departments? We're pushing well beyond 60, 70, 80 years, right? I mean, depends on the university. Have things gotten better, right? You think with all the studies on sociology, crime, poverty, women's, boy, you still haven't closed the wage gap. And crime and poverty is worse. And racial relations have not been equalized or optimized. Like, not a fucking thing after decades. And how many trillions, if we were to add it up, of dollars, and trillions, maybe not trillions, but tens of billions of humans' hours and hundreds of thousands of millions of academics' lives and professions all failed. Especially you economists, you all failed. Paul Krugman's entire life, Robert Reich's entire life, failures. You did nothing. You didn't tangibly improve anyone's lives. And so academia, it's always been a money grab. The social sciences, anyway. It's always been a money grab. It has no intention of actually helping the people. Reed Schwartzer, 10 generous dollars. Men are more empirical. They realize they lost out on children and family and a meaningful life. Trinkets and bags will not do it for men. No, you're right, Reen. You're right. But what are we going to do about it? See, because at the end of the day, repeal the 19th. It's like, no. That means we got to become tyrants. And now I got to go force people to do something they don't want to do. There's things worse. I've never understood tyrants like Xi Jinping. Dude, I wouldn't. You couldn't pay me if to switch lives with that guy. He probably thinks he's not the greatest man ever, but like, oh my God, I'm finally the premier of the Communist Party of China. I won. Won what? You gotta not. It's not like you gotta babysit a billion people. You gotta control a billion people. I don't want to do what? I don't want to control one person, let alone a billion. I got to watch over this person. I got to say, you really should want to sit down and have babies. Look, man, if your biggest hobby is hating on men, fine. I'm not even going to waste my energy or time saying, well, you really shouldn't do that. That's a sad waste of existence. You could be doing other things. I don't even want to have the conversation. You know how tired I am telling people not to major in dumb shit? Hang on. Why is the look at this. God. You know how tiring it is telling Logitech to get their fucking camera game together and just produce a camera that stays, because you know what a pain in the ass it is managing other people? And yeah, I understand. Yes, you guys would have liked to get married and have kids. It's still possible. You got to like go overseas, generally speaking. But I'm not pulling teeth. Look, I am not having a combative woman. It's just not happening. Not because it's, it's painful, but I don't want to spend the time managing a person, a reluctant person. You either want to be here or not. If you're here, cool, let's go have some fun. And that's an enjoyable life. If women, for whatever reason, you could say it's natural and genetically, they've never liked men that much to begin with. And the white collar revolution, the industrial revolution has liberated them and they really don't like, fine. All right. No matter how you got to the opinion, you don't want men or men are not a priority, or if you're going to get a man, but you're going to get, you better like blue. You better do your choice. I don't care how you got to that position. That's fine. It's your life, ladies. Do what you please. But I am not, in a romantic sense anyway, having neither should you, have a gal who doesn't want to be there, who isn't fun, who's like, oh my God, let's go. I'm putting on the sexy line. This is why the lingerie is part of the clarity relationship test. Will she wear lingerie? Why is that an important test? Because lingerie has no point. In the grand scheme, like on its base level, it means nothing. It's frivolous. It's pointless. And for women, maybe some women like dressing up a line. Okay, fine. But generally, you know what it does? It makes men happy. There's really no benefit to the gal. It's a simple thing. Are you going to indulge your man and make him happy, staying in shape and putting on a cute little outfit? Whether it's the cheerleader, the naughty nurse, or whatever, it may say childish, you don't understand. But you know what? That guy over there, I love so much. And it makes him happy. I can't wait because it makes me happy that he's happy. There, that's it. What? You probably like that. Still got the letter. I find it degrading that you expect me, if we were to ever get married, to serve you drinks and lingerie. just say you don't love me. That's all. All you have to do is say, we don't need the double speak. Just say you don't love me. That's it. That's all you got to say. And that's where it's not a cop out. It's an economic move. Look, if you want the girls and you want to get married, you want to have, you're almost going to have to go overseas. Or while you're here in the United States, make it abundantly clear, crystal clear to women. So like, yeah, I expect a traditional life and a traditional wife, and you're going to take care of the kids, or maybe if you're remotely employed, you take care of the kids, but you're going to work and bring home the bacon, and you're going to stay in shape, and I expect sex and da 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 da. And that way any girl who's like, oh, I'm not an object. Okay, cool. That's fine. It's your life, man. Find yourself some pussy Democrat to annoy and nag and not give sex to. But this isn't for you and me. And then you can move on. Then go over, find a girl who probably, what would be nice is a girl who doesn't really care about politics. That'd be awfully nice. Isn't like, oh my God, Ronald Reagan, oh my God, I so love America. Like, that's as bad as a Marxist leftist feminist type. Her politics, her ideology should be you. Like, oh my God, I love you, and this is so great hanging out with you, and let's go have some babies if you want to have babies. So yes, I understand you want something more in life, but what is it? A man's better off in the desert than living under the roof of a nagging woman, or some biblical verse. Like, it's true. It's true. Trinkets and bags will not do it for men. Women, on the other hand, can live in a lot more delusion. Not our problem. I don't care if they're happy or not. We never get a straight answer out of them, generally speaking. And I don't think we ever will. And you know what? If we can't we can't define terms, we can't get a straight answer, we cannot use language to communicate, then there's nothing we can do. except take you at face value. By the way, man, I don't know. Sit down, guys. Did you know women don't need men and their favorite color is blue? I don't know if you knew. They're happier on their own. Okay. Is the study 35 and up? Where I didn't did you find that? I didn't see anything in the thing 35 and up. Okay, it wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. All right, let's scroll, make sure we don't miss any of the super chats here. Uber noob. Hey, Torgo's in the house. $2 divorce money, newly single men pay, women get. Yeah, I think that even the dumbest and the horniest of men are starting to realize divorce and marriage is kind of like a oof. You can't see your old man or your older brother, your uncle, even nowadays. I guess some of you are young enough. Your grandfather was a baby boomer and he got divorced. Like, right? I mean, you're starting to see it. You know what would be great right now is to do a study, a real one, on baby boomer men and their general overall financial health in their last years of life. Those who were married, single, divorced once, twice, thrice. You're like, where are they? And dude, I'm going to show you. It's a study that doesn't have to be done. We already know the answer, but stores, which to that I'd almost say fuck off. But man, I can't imagine like you're a twice divorced baby boomer guy. What are you? Are you like stealing toilet paper from the gas station public bathroom because you can't afford? I'm really. And then what about the world's most interesting man? I mean, he never got married, right? He's flying yachts upside down. He's the world's most interesting man. Reen, $5. I'll do another one better. Society cares about women and society hates men. No, I won't go that far either. Society wants women, and in a way, they fuck women over. They don't care about men. They don't hate men. Some do, obviously, 300 million people, some do. They're indifferent. They don't care. Society cares about women because everyone is trying to fuck them in multiple ways. Men, in a literal sense. The government, we need you girls girl bossing and paying taxes. We need you in student loan debt so that you, third group that's from or corpos and banks. Hey, you're in debt. Now you need to stay loyally employed to your employer. I mean, you even saw it like with the big tech firms paying for women to freeze their eggs. We need your labor. Not telling these women, women are fucked over by society, but it's their friends. They think we're going to pay for your egg freezing. And girls like, oh my God, girl bossing. Even through parties. It's like, wait. Do you know the chances of that succeeding is like roughly 1 in 3, depends on how many rounds of egg recovery you go through. Doesn't it send up at least a yellow flag to you girls? No, they don't care. And then the Democrats, we need you. You don't need men. Men are bad. Part of the patriarchy. You need women need to work. Oh, you should donate to charity. The most important thing is giving money to parasitic adults who don't want to work for a living, because that's great and that's good. And you want to be a Democrat, don't you? Oh my God. But abortion. That's the most important thing in the world. We're like, yeah. Well, I mean, the number of women who are actual financially successful girl bosses, which is a fair amount of them, they vote to take over 40% of their money away, to give it to randos, to raise other people's children that aren't theirs. They don't realize it because they're inculcated in you are a good person if you vote to enslave yourself and go to student loan debt and enrich professors and college admin with worthless degrees and worthless fields so that they never have to work a real job. Society only cares about women in as so far as what they can get out of them. They can get a lot. Men can get sex. Corporations can get labor. Governments can get taxes, and Democrats can get a loyal voting fan base, and parasitic groups can get free money. And I mean, really, yeah, men got to pay the taxes too, but at least we're nowhere near as enslaved mentally. And with men's labor force participation rates dropping, even financially, we're less. I mean, everyone gets enslaved to a certain point, depending on the taxes you pay. But women they're not only voting, they're going more and more into increasing levels of slavery, men are dropping out. The society's like, oh my God, why aren't men going to college anymore? Why aren't they signing up for the slave train? I'll do one better. Society cares about women and society hates men. I think they don't care about men. I think that also plays a large factor. One side gets affirmation. Yeah, but it's all word, not tangible production. Look, male or female, the only way you're getting anything out of this life is if you create it yourself. And it would really help to stop listening to media, girl websites, even to a certain extent, male websites and the masculinity. We're going to have a camp. I'm like, okay, it helps, but you don't want that turning into your God either. Like, go live your life. Like, who gives a shit what society thinks about you? Go have okay, good. Yeah, fine. You don't like me. You don't care. You're going to discriminate against me in hiring, going to hire a girl, but fine. These are the rules. Are these the rules? These are the rules we're playing by? Cool. I'm playing a different game then. Why are men showing up to work? Why are they dropping out? YouTube viewer, $5. The dictionary definition of misogyny is a hatred of women. The new definition is anything that a woman disagrees with for any reason. It is. There are actually very few bigots, whatever category, race, gender. I don't think there's that many. They exist, but I don't think there's that many. You might have some reservations or critiques a different group of people, but like, oh, that guy's black, I hate him. Like, that doesn't really, oh, that guy's white, I hate him. It's like, you might be suspicious, but you got a good game of kickball going on. Like, oh, how big is he? Oh, I'm going to pick him anyway. Rich Gutson, $5. Single women are happier until they hit no. In ironic sense, based on what I've seen, I think I'll be perfectly honest. In the United States, as people get older, no one's happy. They're less happy than when they're young and idealistic and hopeful, and then the hope is gone. And then I think a better way of putting it is that women are less miserable than men because men still have their sex drive. That data I've seen pretty consistently, and you see it in divorce rates too. Older women are not that interested in older men. Men, if polling's older, I think it's over 50, only 27% of women want to get married again. I think it's 43% of men want to get married again. I would almost say that's exclusively sex drive. But no one's happy. No one. Well, some people might mean George Gammon's pretty happy. He was smart. I'm pretty happy. I'm 50. I mean, I got a gal, but I think no one is really all that happy. I think people are miserable. I think men are more miserable than women because they're not getting laid, just like it was when they were younger. And I think older women are miserable. And one theory I could go along with, and the reason for the antidepressant use is because women they can't cope. They're always looking for the quick and easy way out. Take, Ozempic, right? Are you going to work out and diet? No, but I'm going to take this pill. Okay. And men do it too, but I think women are just looking for the pill. They don't want to really work at anything too hard if it takes effort. And that includes their mental health. So it could be they tangibly are. I don't know who this is. Why are you calling me? So after, you're looking at your later days. No one's pretty or hot anymore. You yourself are not in shape. And that's one thing that's always pissed me off about adults is they were always lying and fraudulent, but they had to keep up the facade. And I'm happy. I don't need 50 is the new 40. Bro, I'm getting myself a Corvette. Like, you're all fucking liars and miserable. You're all liars and miserable. I mean, there's a reason the old timers go overseas. I get it. Continue scrolling down. Got all the gang in here. Uber noob, $5. All the single women I've seen fill their lives with activities and distractions. Well, in their defense, what are they supposed to do? I mean, I know, they could find a guy, but they're not attracted to the guys that are available. What are they supposed to do? Just sit at home? I mean, Activities, cool. Distractions, fine. Materialism, that's bad because it affects your finances. But if women are out windsurfing or writing a book or going out with the girls and doing the knitting club, good. That's what you're supposed to do in life. You're not just supposed to sit there, watch TV, and eat. The guys seem to reflect more. Maybe that explains happiness later. I do believe men sit down and ponder it philosophically a little bit more. And here I will go along with Reen, where society is more interested in capitalizing on women than they are men. And so they will send all the distractions, advertisement, whatever, eat, pray, love, Sex in the City to women. They're not going to send society's secular offerings to men. Ain't this making sense? Because either men have sat down and empirically thought about it, like, no, I want to have like a small house, no problems, a reliable car. You can't sell crap to a guy like that. Gals who are on FOMO, you only live once, eat, pray, love. You could sell them a round trip cruise in Greece, which is nothing wrong with. I'd be very curious to like look at men who are 60 and women who are 60 and like, okay, what are their activities? And I think men, you're like going to Bible study or you belong to a fraternal organization or reading some kind of hobby. And then women, I would think it would be, well, I'm doing this and I'm traveling here and I'm with my besties. I would say it's more Disneyland and consumerism for women, whereas men would be more, nah, I'm going to stay at home and watch Achilles Heroes. I think that might be that. Hey, you want to come help? I don't have any left to do. Although I might. I got to look at one of the support pillars, see if it's still shifting a little bit. Maybe we do have to. Do you want? If you want, we can put one in just for safety measures' sake. You want to put in a retaining wall, Chad? So right here, Chad, this is thing that's going to form. They're called calluses. Now I know you being an accountant, you don't know what that is, but we'll give you some work gloves. I'm busted. Man, it'd be a sad day. You and I do Atham's job. Two white boys doing a Mexican job. Oh, my God. You know what we should do? Just to get a picture. You and me, let's say we do decide to put it in retaining wall, okay? Atham comes out, you come out, right? And you and I are slaving away, right? And we have Atham wear the white straw hat and have a pipe like looking like Mark Twain supervising over us. It's good to own land. Where is he? Is he in the chat room? He's probably sleeping. Keep scrolling. Tomorrow, by the way, I'll be on with Vlad Elkins and Raymond Thoughts and Minds. If you want to subscribe to Chad Elkins CPA, we'll be doing, what is it, 5 p.m. Central Time? Is that it, Chad? XLV, $5. The coming back from war and being tired comparison is great because as someone who actually did go to war, I would rather do that than date again. Right. You actually went to war. I went to college. It does not compare, but it was an exhausting endeavor. I can't imagine when you got back from combat, you gave a flying fuck what anybody said about anything, let alone women telling you that they didn't need you. That's great, man. That's great. Okay, thank you. That's good to know. Good to know. I mean, the whole idea of homecoming, if I'm not wrong, wasn't it that the women in the community celebrated men coming back from war and they, appreciated you men? And I mean, this is long ago. Now it's like homecoming's a football game at a high school. Yeah, no, I bet when you got back, you know what? Maybe go talk to a therapist, a little bit of peace and quiet, maybe a little bit of you time and sit and do nothing and just not worried there's a sniper over there and looking around corners, like thinking everything is a setup. Thaddeus McDick Suck the Fourth, MBA. He's almost as smart as Professor Fuckwitz. The stat came from the American Time Use Survey. It's been debunked numerous times and was misinterpreted by Paul Dolan in 2019, and they still cite it. What stat? Again, not looking for another super chat. The stat of what? What was the statistic? was it the women's studies or not women's studies, wage gap? Um, continuing on. Sorry, they didn't consolidate the super chats for me, so I got to scroll through all the requests. You shoot your eye out, Frank. 2 Canadian. Thanks for doing the article I sent. Cheers. No, it was a good article. It was like I try to add, like, again, the news isn't the news. It's what the news is about that is the news. And I think we're all sick and tired of media, government, college and academia, or that whole cabal repeating itself. It's like, yeah, we got it. We don't care. And if you don't come up with some new, like if you don't start coming up with solutions and you just come to the same conclusions, I think we need to cut your funding because, well, we've concluded it, right? The water is wet. We don't need any more studies to prove that the water is wet. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You know, and this camera did do well. It did fine. And I think it was an update. I think they updated something and now it's got bipolar disorder. Scrolling. Reinvent Ideal. Hey, Cairo. By the way, his latest book, let me get it because it's a long title. Cairo Copeland. Making Male Friends. Here it is. Man's Guide to Making Male Friends. Cultivating male friendship and making friends as an adult for men. I did a review of it. I listened to it. It's good. But if you watch my review, it's unfortunate that we're at this point in time where I have to instruct you, or there has to be an instruction manual on how to make friends with your fellow man. Cairo writes, thanks for the review. I agree that friendship should happen organically, but many guys today were raised without fathers and boys are not allowed to be boys at school. No, you're right. You're right. So many boys never learn to socialize with other boys during their formative years. Usually you just go up to them and like, hey, dick nuts. Thanks for the $50, Cairo. Brack Lemons, $5. Single women happier than men. Women don't need men. Oh, okay. Any fellas want to go get some wings? Right, exactly. What? And here's the practical takeaway. Men are programmed by their genetics to chase after women, right? That's your number one instinct or drive. And after a while, it's not that women don't need men or are happier without men. We don't know that because they constantly lie. It's the fact we got to go through this translation from women speak to men speak, that we got a trial and error, that we got to go out. And that empirically, if you look at success in dating, marriage, and all that, it's pretty bad success rate. That men are just kind of like, yeah, look, this is not worth the endeavor. This isn't worth the pursuit, with or without having to translate what you say versus what you mean. And it's largely becoming, forget the financial costs and the time costs, the mental cost alone of this. I mean, think about this. Women are happier without men. Like, dude, let me spin it a little differently. Women don't like men with brown eyes or Ford hats. Forget the brown eyes, Ford hats. Like, why? The question shouldn't be why. You should be like, that's fucked up. You don't like guys with Ford hats or brown eyes. Okay, fine. But yeah, you know what? I don't care what you think anymore. Good for you. You're happier without men. Great. I'm just going to avoid people like that. You know, we don't need Latinos. You know, those Latino people. We just don't like you. Just to let you know. All right, that's weird, but okay. Why aren't the Latinos hanging out? Why aren't they setting up a taco shop? Where have all the good taco shops gone? I don't know, Becky. Maybe it was your academic study that said we don't need no Latinos or taco shops in our neighborhood. This is me. You came out with an entire "We hate tacos" at the Department of Agriculture or Culinary, whatever your academic program was for, and you have a degree in "We hate tacos" studies. And now you don't know why Latinos ain't showing up and setting up taco shops or Mexican restaurants in general. I don't know why it is, Becky. Maybe go do another study with an $800,000 federal grant. Why don't you start blaming the tacos to being bigoted? It's the tacos' fault. Those damn tacos. You got to admit, though, Spanish rice is good. Spanish rice, that you get a little bit of, you put just the right amount of salt on it. Cairo again, $10. My thought was to write a manual that would help out the isolated guy who's been in monk mode for so long, because boys and men are encouraged to be isolated these days. It is. No, it's 100%. Like I said, it was very thorough, very detailed, and organized. It was, yeah, I mean, do it. But at the same time, it's like, it's reading about dancing. Like, okay, these are all things that are right and correct. But at the end of the day, these guys need to get out. Oh, here we are. Professor Fuckwitz, PhD, $5. Glad to see you covering this topic, Aaron. My studies suggest women are so happy that foreign men are coming to be with them. Oh, wait, I flipped this sign. You forgot to carry the one, Professor? Oh, any more? Scrolling, and stop. Oh, man. Kashjemushan Juro, $2. I think it's reverse psychology. They want already. That's too much thought. That's my whole point. I guess who cares what it is? I hate men with Ford hats. What? All right, fine. Again, it's not direct. Like, think about this. Isn't it kind of childish that let's say her intention is reverse psychology and ultimately they want control? Fuck off then. You know, like, if this isn't stated for its intended purpose and there's like an ulterior motive, you're a liar. We don't, fine, by good. Yeah, you know what? Have all the control in the world. You don't need no God. It's not even worth our mental energies to debate what the true nature of it is. Because at the end of the day, the true nature of it is intellectually dishonest and it is fucked up. And, you know, at any point in time, you know who can end this? You girls could come in and say, I want to go out with you. Oh, okay. And have it not be a joke or a trick. At any point in time, girls, it can end when you start acting like adults and say what you mean and mean what you say. Rich Goodson, $5. Title translation: women are happier not being held accountable in a relationship with a man. You're not wrong. Not necessarily wrong. I still believe women are just not that interested. They are only fractionally, marginally interested in men. And you got to be the spectacular one that makes them, oh my God, I'll do anything. And you know what? Really, we got to live. And some guys might want to thrive. And at least finances and work is more or less under our control. We don't control everything. Might be a recession and all that, but I think guys like, man, I don't have time for this. It's really what it is. We want to play this game. You say you're playing by these rules, but based on your actions, you're playing by a completely different set of rules. And consequently, we keep losing and we don't make any progress in this game. You know what? We're not playing the game. Well, you just didn't play the game. No. Dude, I got 30 years left. I'm gonna go do something, man. I got shit going on. Vlad Elkham's $2. Is it safe to drink a beer when someone has COVID? I don't know. Ain't your candidate like a medical person? Go talk to her. Did you get COVID? Did she give you COVID? Love. Scrolling. Breck Lemons, $5. I found Raymond on the comments section of an Aaron Clary Instagram post. Had to have been 2 years ago by now. It's wild he's streaming with you now. Yeah, Ray, well, he put in the effort, man. You know, whatever your criticisms of Ray might be, The guy busted his ass off in life, got fucked over, almost drank himself to death. He has gone, I guess you would call it the hero's journey. He has been galvanized. He went through hard times, and now there's an interesting man at the end of it. And then he just let loose on YouTube. And okay, is it putting in a retaining wall? No, it is not. But he puts out a lot of content, and he's entertaining. It's not. It takes some effort. It's not exhausting, but it takes time. And he did it regularly and consistently. And if you look at his channel, especially the past 2 months, he's gone from what? 2,000 subscribers up to 15, maybe even 20 now. It's because he puts in the time. He became, and then someone reached out. He says, "Oh my God, this guy's plagiarizing." I'm like, I don't think he's plagiarizing me. He's just sharing my ideas, incorporating into his thoughts. I don't mind if people share my ideas and spread them far and wide. Dre, hey, look who's in the house. $2. If women are happier, explain antidepressant use. Well, that's why I talked about it. You know what? Not a problem. Cool. Women are antidepressant. Oh, the study, their behavior contradicts the study. Sounds like a them problem. We're not listening anymore. I think that's what it is. I think what we got to realize, like, we don't care anymore. If you wish to hang out with us and have any kind of relationship, romantic or not, same thing with guys. You go hang out with a guy. Hey, you want to get a beer at 7 p.m.? The guy better fucking be there at 7 p.m. No guy comes in 7:15. Oh my God, this apple pie. No. I mean, it's an objective standard. Look, ladies, whether women realize it or not, men are moving on. They are making progress. And the standard is, we don't have time for double speak and subterfuge talk or ulterior. We just don't. If you want to hang out, cool. And men are much more quick to cut the cord because they can identify it now. In the before time, before the internet, you girls could get away with decades of men thinking, well, what's wrong with me? I must have done something wrong. There was no universal, completely available source of all the world's information and knowledge on a plastic brick for us to look up. Every young man, and by young, I mean guys under 30, guys under 40, they know. She stood you up because you're an unreliable person. You're a liar. That's it. I'm not even slamming on you. I'm describing you. And men are like, oh, okay, it's not my fault. Oh my God, women are human beings too. And when it comes to the interaction and the social or the sexual sciences and all that, women are equally responsible and culpable, no matter how much they try to be, if the relationship is to take. It's no different than dancing. I mean, you could dance by yourself, but you look stupid. You need a woman there. And not only do you need a woman there, she needs to know her, like, she has to follow. Following is a skill. She has to know the moves. She has to know the beat. She has to know lead and pre-lead. She has to be there. It doesn't work any other way. And guys are finding out, oh, yeah, I'll dance with you. And the guy walks onto the dance floor and there's no girl. And then the girl's sitting over there on the table that he left, like, where you go? Well, I ran into my mom had a hair appointment. Blah, blah, blah. And guys like, this is fucked up. I'm not doing this. And this whole idea that you can play hard to get or do these mind games or I just didn't no. At the end of the day, men are realizing it isn't me. She lied or she was not truthful or that girls just be like that or girls aren't that interested or I don't have to understand the situation. I know this situation did not work the way it was supposed to and I'm moving on. I did my part right. Whether that's showing up, having a good job, being in good shape, it's now, I got the right pole, I got the right bait, I'm fishing in the right spot, and it's the right time of day. The fish ain't biting. You know whose fault that is? It's the fish. The guys are just like, oh, I guess I'm not getting fish today. Reel it in, go home, go watch some TV. And so Women are using antidepressants, and then deep down inside, you hear stories about them crying they can't find a man. You watch TikTok video girls like, "Well, you can't have all the good men." Then we got a study coming out. We don't need you. It's almost guys are like, get your fucking shit together, get on the same page. Let us know when you do. We don't have time for this shit. You got 4 different sets of rules to play one game. No, we're not doing this anymore. I got a thing. Scrolling. Dre, $2 again. Women are giving up their houses to the bank now. Dre, send me an article. I can't just assume that. Why don't you send it over? See what there's some data. Chad does have the COVID. Man, Chad got an STD from his girlfriend. Okay, it wasn't. Well, wait, did you kiss her? That's sexual. Chad's got an STD. See? Oh my God, Chad, that's gross. Jesus Christ. Goose, $5. They're full of it. After getting their independence, they try to weasel into our spaces and ruin them. Say no. That's a men's problem. That's our problem. I'm like, no, get out of here. But I said no. And now that you're on this property and I own it, you're going to get cited at minimum for trespassing and get a criminal record against it. Now get the fuck out. They can go form their own little groups. They can all go get PhDs. All right. We're finally caught up. We are finally caught up. Celery. Link to all my stuff below. If you got questions, you go to assholeconsulting.com. Although thankfully, I think the internet's being populated with enough data. A lot of you guys out there just looking up and figuring out, like, hey, yeah, this is. And that's it. Ladies, as always, I have access to a lot, actually, of successful, sometimes wealthy, in shape men. If you would like to find a man, didn't I do this like 2 weeks ago? There was a guy and I said, hey, here's a guy. He was in good shape and all this other stuff. I say, ladies, I got some women in my eye. Come and email. Send an email over at assholeconsulting.com. Let me know if you're interested. You better be in shape. Can you imagine no emails came forth? If they liked you, you would know, guys. You would know. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.